I was hoping to do a nice little piece to camera explaining how I was getting on with the nice Italian sports car, a little project I bought a few months ago. Haven't yet had time to do it. It failed its MOT, which I kind of expected. It's not the end of the world. A friend of mine phoned me up and said, I haven't got a car, I really need a car desperately. And I said, you can have mine. And I sold him my only remaining car, my daily runner. So I'm off now down to see the professionals down at the garage. They've just taken delivery of my new little car. It's a very cheap run around. Hopefully it's a very quick fix. Hopefully it'll be done by the end of the day. And then I can get on with the Italian sports car. I nearly forgot to say, if you like what we do, please subscribe below. Leave any feedback, anything you want to tell us, any questions you've got. Let's roll the titles. I'm down with the professionals. This is the first time I've seen this car. It's been delivered from COPART on the back of a truck, and the recovery driver was obviously an animal and destroyed it more than the accident that crashed the car in the first place. So this is today's job. I've got to get this CITROEN C3 back on the road today. I've got all the bits to do it, so hopefully it should be a nice easy little fix. This is how the auction house was showing the car. It shows a few little scratches and dinks around the car. It shows it's got a flat tyre, it's got 135,000 miles on the clock. It's advertising it as engine start but not run and drive. And it's got the front end low level damage, not damaged the bonnet at all. One of the problems with COPART cars is they leave them standing so long that the batteries go flat, so we've had to take this one off and we've replaced it, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm in the C3 project, got the key, put a new battery on it, straight from COPART. Let's see if this car goes. Sounds good. Showing a few things wrong with it. It's saying oil okay, which is always a good thing. It's got a management light on, it's saying anti-pollution fault. It's telling me it's my birthday 15 years ago. Rear brake light faulty, rear reverse light faulty, fog lamp faulty, indicator faulty. There's a few things wrong with it. All mendable things. Now this car is going to be on the road later, so we've got to put all those things right. I've got to do the front end, I've got to make it look good, I've got to wash it, I've got a tyre down at the repair centre that I've just had to swap, it's about the pancake. That should be a car on the road today, apart from the delivery driver lost me the number plate off the front, and I'm going to go and make another one, which might mean it's going to be tomorrow. This is a damaged car. Know what? Yeah, he broke that off. It was fine, that was. I'll show you the photos. It was definitely not damaged when it was in COPART.
It was damaged when we got it,
yeah. So my challenge now, I've got to strip out the headlight. I've got to take the wing off, straighten it. I've got to take this bit of bumper off. Take the grill off. And hopefully have it all back on the road in a couple of hours. We've got a couple of simple jobs here. We're going to take off the grill. The grill is two little Torx head screws, sort of centred either side of the lock, and then there's a couple of 10mm bolts either side, and then the whole grill just pulls upwards and you can remove it as I will demonstrate. There we go. Nothing wrong with that grill. We're going to actually put it back on. It wasn't really damaged in the accident. One of the headlights, that headlight's obviously shattered. We've got a new one to put in there. One of the remaining bolts that holds the headlights in is there to the right. We're just going to put that on. Pull out all the debris that's underneath, lots of bits of broken light, unplug all that, and hopefully our new light will plug straight back in there and it will work. Bit of T-cut on that, that'll be good as new. So looks like a Christmas decoration. That's all the bits of old light. Chuck those on the floor. We will tidy up after. Here's Will taking the wheel nuts off. Going to take the wheel off because we're replacing the wheel arch liner. Wheel arch liners, you only need to look at them and they break. So this one extends right up to the front of the bumper. So where the bumper was broken, the wheel arch liner was broken as well. So we're basically going to pop out the little plastic rivet things and replace this one.
State of that.
Right, we're underneath the wheel arch now, and I'm looking, we've got to take some of these clips off here, and they are slightly different clips than the ones we had on the earlier version. Yeah, so I shall get a screwdriver on there, or a big pry bar. One thing I couldn't get hold of quickly was a new wing, so I've had to bash out this one, and it does look a bit of a mess, but it will be replaced at a later date as soon as we can get one. This was the point when I nearly had a heart attack because I tried the lighting and it really didn't fit very well the first time. It actually came off a 2004, which is the pre-facelift, and I did assume the lights were the same. Thankfully, after a bit of bashing with a big hammer and pushing and shoving a little bit, it did actually fit much better the second time. So we stick with the same headlight. This is the donor front bumper that we managed to source at very short notice for my little project CITROEN C3. Now, it is the right bumper because it's a facelift bumper which has got that sort of slot along the top there, and it's the right one for the car. The earlier ones didn't have the slot and they wouldn't have fitted this car, so it's something to be aware of if you're doing a CITROEN C3. This one was the only one I could find in the locality at short notice, and it's not in amazing condition, and I'm going to have to touch up some of these. Now, these bumper inserts, they actually come out and they can be painted. However, it's got scratches here, it's also got scratches here where the car was dropped against the fence in the breaker's yard, and that's going to have to be touched up. It's also missing the strip that goes all the way along the front of here, which I'm also going to have to find one because I don't have one of those on the car. But I can live without it for the time being. It's got the fog lights, they'll go straight on, and it is the right colour, which is the most important thing, because as we know, painting costs lots and lots of money. This is my first attempt at offering it to go. Using my knee to hold it in and putting the centre screw in just to try it out. There's two fixings either side where they join the wings, and they're absolutely terrible to get your hand in and do. So I'm trying it loosely first, and then I'm going to screw it all together and put the headlight in properly. Next up, we've got the new wheel arch liner. Actually very easy to fit. They're just sort of little plastic pot rivets. You just push it all together, pop them back in, and attach them underneath the front of the bumper. It's very sad when you have to sweep up bits of your car and put them into the bin. It must be a bit like owning a Ford. And there's the car back together, running, driving, and with all its bits attached. There's a few other things to do, and we realised the exhaust was blowing underneath, so we're going to have to put it back on the ramp and see if we can find the problem with that. So we've got the C3 back on the two-poster ramp. It's very clear when you get it up. You can see why it's making loads of noise. The front section is not connected to the back section. I know there's people going to say I should have been wearing goggles while doing this and ear defenders. I do a lot of the time, I just didn't on this occasion. One of the most useful skills I've ever taught myself is how to weld. Comes in handy. You've got two pieces of exhaust to join together, as you can see in this video. It is a bit of a specialist skill, but anyone can learn how to do it. Okay, here goes. I'm going to jump in the car, I'm going to turn the key and see if it sounds any better when it turns over. Well, that's definitely a lot quieter and smoother. So, the car's been done. It's now available as a daily driver, and I am actually going to use this car for a while. It's got a few other things. We'll probably do part 2 of this video. Need to change headlight, need to tidy up the front bumper, do a few of these bits of paint. I've edited this repair down into a 10-minute video so you can see the process of putting this car back on the road. It's actually taken about 4 hours from the time we had it delivered to the time I'm able to drive it. And it's the kind of repair anybody can do at home, so get one yourself and have a go.